Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to dive deep into a pretty remarkable philosophy, a path of discipline, awareness, and power. This is the Warrior's Way, a guide to perception based on the teachings of the Yaqui shaman Don Juan. Okay, let's just jump right in with the single most important question a warrior asks themselves. It's got nothing to do with success or money or what other people think. It's about something way more fundamental. Does the path you're walking right now have a heart? And this quote, man, it just perfectly captures that first principle. See, a path with heart makes for a joyful journey. You become one with it. But a path without a heart, well, that'll make you curse your life. Both paths technically lead nowhere, but one is traveled with strength and joy, the other with weakness and resentment. Which one you follow? Well, that's everything. Choosing that path with heart isn't just, a preference. It's a foundational decision that completely changes how you see the world. It's really the difference between being a passive victim of fate and an active participant in your own life.
And this right here, this is the crucial difference in mindset. The ordinary person is reactive, right? Their mood is constantly getting tossed around by what happens to them. The warrior, on the other hand, is active. Every single event, whether it feels good or bad, becomes an opportunity, a challenge to test their own strength and power.
So here's the thing. This isn't some casual day-to-day choice. It is a total commitment, a complete reorientation of your whole being. You either choose to live with awareness, with discipline, with responsibility, or you don't. And according to this teaching, there is absolutely no middle ground. Okay, so once you've made that solemn choice, the real journey begins. To become what's called a person of knowledge, the warrior has to face and defeat 4 natural enemies.
Now, let's be clear, these aren't monsters you're going to find out in the world. They're powerful forces that come from inside you. As you can see, each one is a necessary step on the path of learning, and they have to be faced in this exact order. First fear, then clarity, power, and finally, old age. The second you step off that comfortable, familiar path and actually try to learn something new, the first enemy appears. It's always there, prowling at every turn, just waiting to send you running right back to safety. And this is the key, right? The warrior's way isn't about being fearless. It's about acting in spite of your fear. You acknowledge it, you feel it completely, but you just do not let it stop you. You take the next step. And eventually, a moment comes when that first enemy just retreats. So, you've vanquished fear. And what's your reward? Clarity. But here's the twist. That very reward, the thing you worked so hard to get, is also a blinding and treacherous enemy.
You know that feeling of clarity? It gives you this assurance that you can do anything, that you see everything. It tempts you to just stop questioning, to stop learning. To defeat this enemy, the warrior has to be patient, treat their own clarity almost like it's a mistake, and realize it's just one little point in front of their eyes, not the whole picture. Get past clarity and what's waiting for you, the third, and honestly, the strongest enemy of all, power. And this is where it gets really dangerous, because at this stage, your wish is now the rule. A warrior who's defeated by power, they become cruel, unpredictable, a burden to their own fate. The secret to victory isn't to conquer power, but to realize it can never truly be owned. It's a force that has to be managed carefully, faithfully. The real challenge is to command yourself, not just the power you think you have. So you might be wondering, how on earth does a warrior face these things? Fear, clarity, and power. Well, it's not with brute force. To navigate this path, they need a pretty sophisticated set of internal tools, an inner arsenal, if you will. And here are 4 of the big ones. Now, these aren't just philosophical ideas to think about. They're actual, practical methods for shedding the burdens that hold us all captive. Let's dig into a couple of the most powerful ones. Okay, this might be the single most essential tool in the whole arsenal. That constant chatter in our heads, what the teachings call the internal dialogue, that's what maintains our everyday reality. It's a filter for everything. By stopping that dialogue, even for a second, the filter drops. The world as we know it collapses, and we suddenly become open to seeing what was always there, but was invisible to us before. Wow! I mean, just think about that for a second. The warrior keeps the reality of their own death right beside them, like at an arm's length. This constant awareness doesn't make them morbid. It makes them powerful. It just strips away all the petty concerns, the impatience, the self-importance, and it forces them to make every single act count. All right, so after all of this, the difficult choices, the battles with these internal enemies, mastering all these demanding techniques, what's the final goal? What is the warrior actually fighting for? And this is such a huge redefinition of freedom. It's not about breaking external rules or doing whatever you want. It's about achieving a state of complete inner liberation, the freedom from the tyranny of your own ego, freedom from self-pity, and the freedom to act with total purpose and awareness. And isn't that a beautiful paradox? The warrior's path is one of immense struggle and discipline, yet its ultimate prize isn't grimness or severity. It's joy, a deep, unshakable joy that comes from absolute acceptance and impeccable action in the face of this awesome, mysterious world. In the end, this path isn't just a story about a distant shaman. It's presented as a choice available to anyone with the courage to make it. It's a question of how we choose to perceive, how we choose to act, and ultimately, how we choose to live. So, which will it be?